Hi everyone, this is Miss Tripp. Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the science choices this week, which is creating your own water slide. So I added some pictures here for you to kind of get an idea of what yours could look like. So here's one idea. It looks like they used some tinfoil, some straws, maybe some toilet paper rolls. Here's another picture. They used tinfoil too. It looks like they made a little ladder to go up. Here's another. They used at the bottom they put a bowl with water in it so that it kind of was like a pool at the bottom to go to. It looks like they used pipe cleaners and cups. Here's another picture where they used some different things, some saran wrap, straws, solo cups, and oh, that's the one we started with. So your job will be to create a water slide. So you're going to build a water slide from material around your house. So your challenges is the water slide needs to hold water without leaking and use gravity to make the water flow down and into the pool at the bottom. So you also want to make sure if someone's going down the slide, you could use a marble or any object that could go down the slide. You want to make sure that obviously they don't fall off, right? You want it to be safe. So the first thing you are going to want to do is get your materials. So I would rather you just recycle things that are around your house. Don't go out and buy things. So you can use paper tubes, plastic wrap, straws, paper cups, glue, tape, craft sticks, paint, plastic bags, aluminum foil, anything that you see at your house. You could go through your craft drawer or even your junk drawer and try to find things to create your slide with. So the next thing you're going to do is plan. So what really good scientists and engineers do is they make a plan. You begin with the end in mind, right? So maybe you draw a little sketch of what you think you want your slide to look like and what materials you're going to use. Instead of just, getting in there and starting cutting and moving stuff and taping stuff, you want to make sure you have a plan. Now, when you start getting to work, we know that gravity must be used to bring the water down into the pool. So the slide obviously needs to be held up at an angle, right? So you want to build a structure to support the slide so that the water can flow down and so that the water doesn't all, leak out, right? So you want to make sure it supports the weight. You want to make sure the water doesn't spill over the sides. You want to make sure that the water goes down to the pool at the bottom. And you could even start like experimenting with things, right? It might not be perfect the first time. You might have to kind of guess and check, try something. Oh, that didn't work. Change it up. That's what good engineers and scientists and creators do, right? It's not going to be perfect the first time. You got to keep trying. So, once you've created your slide, I would love if you would take a picture of it so you can add it to the Google form at the end of the week to share with me, just because I'm sure that they're really cool and I would love to see them. But I would also, at the very end, and you can come back to this video when you're totally done, is to think about these questions. So, you can write them, you can talk about them with a family member, or you can just kind of think about them. So think about, what did you find was the most difficult about constructing your slide, right? Not what's the most easy, because that's not interesting. We want to think, what was the hardest part of it? How did you use the materials to your advantage? So when you think about the properties of materials, right? In second grade, we talk about like the properties of matter a lot. We talk about objects that are smooth or rough. What materials worked best, and why do you think they worked best? What materials didn't work? And you also want to think about, if you could build your slide totally again, how would you do it differently? And you might have to build your slide a couple times, right? So you might have to talk in this part about, oh, I did have to build it a couple times because I noticed that the water was leaking or it wasn't going to the pool at the bottom. And are there other materials that you didn't have that you wish you would have had? What would have made it even easier? So I hope you guys have so much fun with this, and I can't wait to see.